when I saw last night that I was evaluating Rick, oh, I hate evaluating such an experienced speaker and such a good speaker. But there's always things then I just rise to the challenge and say, I'm going to find something that I can help Rick with on this. It also helps now this morning that I learned that I'm evaluating him from about 2 million miles away. And I'm not within direct reach, and I can't directly see his facial feedback on this. And also with that delay of 2 minutes and 7 seconds, I have that much more time to get away from him. Rick gave us an imaginative speech this morning. We can't argue with his approach on that one. What a great deal. Fantastic video that we saw here today. And just a fun speech in general. Just the setting of him standing there with the background was a fantastic visual there. And thanks again to Dave for putting that on. I admired Rick's clever use of his clipboard and the excuse he gave to hold on to his notes while he was giving his speech, because I've got to watch these gauges. And if you caught it when he would turn around, he had his points pretty well. But you notice how few points he had to give that big long speech? That was well done. Well done, I believe. He gave us a fantastic description of life on a spaceship, including his finicky food choices that he had to go through, and the way that he would approach eating Doritos and things on there. Now this middle part about finding things that Rick could improve is always difficult with a speaker of Rick's caliber. I did notice that when he was reaching for props, he spent a lot of time looking down as he's grabbing those props. He'd lose eye contact and kind of almost go out of the picture for a little bit as he's picking something up and searching for that. I think it was a good example of if we can have things organized a little bit more or be ready to pick them up and know where they are so that we can continue to make eye contact or even just stop speaking while we grab the prop and then show it and continue speaking so that we're not distracting the audience with fumbling around while we're doing that. Always a good thing to keep in mind. Rick's word, you'll probably pick up on it too, the ah counter, but his word is now. We'll often start things with now. I'm going to tell you about this. Now we'll do this. There's several instances of now in there. One thing I noticed on this is Rick seems to have actually written this speech out a little bit, even though he had his notes. He seemed to know what he was going to say on this. I think he was following a mental script. Again, a little unusual for Rick there. It worked out well for him. But I did notice that because I think he was following a script, he had a few stumbles on words to say things that he wanted to say, which again, you don't normally see because he speaks so extemporaneously. So I don't know if you caught that, but he did stumble a little bit when he was talking about how space travel is a surprise science. Either that was a stumble or he was hitting that he found where that bourbon was kept. Dave, fantastic job on the video again. Well done. Rick shared with us his gift of laughter that he always brings to Toastmasters. And Jeff, if you can reestablish that link, tell Rick he did a fine job.
Thank you, Craig.